While I was at Brickfair Virginia, I saw this incredible revamp of Toa Nuju. And this thing is covered with clever designs, good ideas, brilliant techniques, all sorts of stuff. It's so good. So come with me and let's break down how this is built. Let's study those techniques, let's get inspired. It's time to dive in and see how this is built. This Toa Nuju revamp was made by the very talented and very kind Corn Builder, otherwise known as Marshall. So seeing these two side by side, the original and the mock, it's quite the upgrade. From a distance, this is pretty solid, but when you get up close, well, that's when it really shines. I want to start off with this thigh. I really like how it's made. Let's break it down. So first things first, you'll see that this part has been used right here. It's being attached onto one of these double connector pieces. This links onto another one of those elements we were just talking about. And in the very center, there's this exposed pinhole. Fill it in nicely with one of these pins. And from here, just behind it, you can branch off with one of these lift arms with a ball joint in the center. And actually that ball joint, it allows you to attach this white armor shell onto the side. Pretty sweet. Just here you'll notice this element in dark bluish grey. In the center you've got another one of those pinholes. Well, you're going to use this to slot into the empty space of that light grey piece we were just looking at. You'll be able to connect it with the help of a classic axle. Let's flip this over to get a better look at what we do next. We're going to focus once again on that dark bluish grey piece. There's of course those two like L-shaped axles. One of these axles will connect onto this hand socket. From here, you can easily attach the leg onto the waist. Very nice. But now that other axle that's left over, that's going to link up to this new like connector piece in light grey. You can insert one of these T-bars into this bit, and then this is going to link up to that exposed hole on the white CCBS armor shell. If we look at the other side, just here, you can see how that links up just a little bit better. And yeah, that white CCBS armor shell, you see that on a lot of the Star Wars Ultra Build sets. In white, you would have seen it on one of these Stormtroopers. So all of that together, and you got yourself a really solid, well-made leg. That's pretty good, isn't it? Just below the leg, you might see this bit of printing on the knee. I encourage you, look through your collection of printed tiles. Sometimes a little bit of extra printing and detail, it can just really like elevate the design. So this tile comes in a few different sets, but the one I remember it from the most is the Voltron mech. You can't really see it in this image, it's actually on some of the legs of the smaller animal vehicles. The lower leg here, it's fantastic. I especially love the addition of this nice piston stemming out of the back. It doesn't serve any like technical or structural benefit, but it sure does look pretty good. Little, mechanical touches like this. I think they're a must on any Bionicle creation. It just fits the aesthetic of Bionicle so nicely. It's also lovely to see some of these system 2x2 round bricks making up armor on the leg. It's simple, but hey, it's very effective, isn't it? I like how it also transitions into this wheel down here. This is actually an older wheel piece. It's unfortunately a piece that they don't really make anymore, but look at that refined edge that this has. It just adds in that little bit of extra like definition. Doesn't it look so good? Sure, it's really exciting to add in new pieces onto a mock. Playing with new stuff is always going to be fun, but dipping back into older pieces, that's just as rewarding and can look just as good. And then rounding things off with this foot. It really is a nice idea to add in this ski piece. These often pop up in a lot of city, like Arctic sets. You sometimes see these as actual skis on minifigures, but you can also see them used on vehicles, like this. Yeah, the fact that this is themed within an ice context, then it just feels right at home, doesn't it? But I don't know, at the same time, this piece has a really nice smoothness to it. The little subtle bend and angle that it's got. You could totally use this piece on any Bionicle and it would still fit in quite well, even if it's not an ice character. I don't know, I think this is a really good inclusion. Big fan of the base that Nuju is standing on. This big old chunk of ice. Brilliant landscape, oh man. It's one thing to build a good looking Bionicle, but to then put them on some of the most realistic, gorgeous landscape, that takes it to a whole other level. even just the little taller sections. It enables you to put Nuju's foot on top, and now he's in a bit more of a dynamic pose. It's a pretty effective way to make him look even better. Posing is one of the most important things when you're building a Bionicle. Sometimes you can build something and it doesn't look good, but you pose it well and suddenly it looks way better. Or you have the inverse. A mock looks amazing, but it's posed terribly, and suddenly it looks kind of bad. If we look at this from behind, it is a little bit more unfinished, but that's fine. You're not meant to look at this, and no one probably will. Who cares? And hey, yeah, sometimes you just don't have the pieces to fully round it off and finish it. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Still, you can see here that he's used a lot of studs not on top techniques, placing bricks and slopes on their side. It really helps with that beautiful smooth finish. It makes it look just like a snowy tundra, or just a big old chunk of ice. Oh, but my favorite little touch, these helicopter rotor pieces decorating the bottom of this ice. I really like that. The little hexagonal pattern that they make. It feels very in line with the world of Metru Nui. Because when we look at actual pictures of other sections of Metru Nui, you do actually see some of these repeated hexagonal patterns. So that's a really nice touch. It fits in with the story, you know? We're done with the legs and the base, let's head on back to the top, to his head. Right here we're greeted with, well actually, a little beanie. Marshall just had one of these teeny tiny beanies, and it actually scales quite well with Nuju. Isn't that charming? Sure, it's not an actual Lego piece, but who cares? It looks great. We need more mocks with beanies. Moving on down to the torso. I love the choice to add in this beautiful bright jacket. A jacket with fur lining. Using gears to pull that off? Bro, that's clever. And I like too that just next to this, he's got some silver metallic armor. It kind of says something about the character. He's ready for battle, he's armored up, but you better believe that when he's fighting, he's still gonna look very fashionable. I like that. The waist also uses some of these white boomerangs. It's a great way to imply a bit of an ab crunch. And bro, boomerangs? Repeating them like that? It does have that excellent robotic look to it. The repetition, the sleek aesthetic, it's incredible. Every square inch of this mock is clever, creative, and just downright cool. What a good revamp. It probably is my favorite that I've seen in quite a while. And you know what, it's just nice to see Nuju getting a bit of love. Because as cool as he is, he kind of gets overshadowed by every other Toa Metru. Especially someone like Vakama. I mean, look at him, he's great. And now he looks even better. Wonderful work, Marshall, I think you nailed this. So that's a closer look at this incredible creation. I hope you enjoyed this little deep dive. And I hope you learned a thing or two and got a little bit of inspiration. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Happy building, and bye for now. What was it with Bionicle giving ice characters scope eyes? Kopaka had one, Nuju had one, and then they just kind of stopped doing it. It was a big trend and then they just stopped.